everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker. Don't worry, I'm not gonna pitch you on buying and selling real estate today. Just a little bit of maintenance, okay? So we've got Adel out here from Air Force Duct Cleaning, and we're gonna show you how we're gonna clean out a gas furnace system and a high velocity system. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Awesome, let's do it. All right, guys, so we're gonna start off in the basement, usually where people would for, air duct cleaning. So this may not be your typical setup. We actually have two furnaces here. Just quickly, one of the furnaces for this house is actually gonna heat up the main floor and the basement, and the second furnace is shooting right upstairs. This is more of your typical kind of cleaning, right?
Correct.
Awesome, so Adel's gonna walk us through how the typical air duct cleaning works now.
I do want to talk more about the furnace. It's the heart of it's the lungs and the heart of your house. Understanding a few basic things here is gonna help you pick the right air duct cleaning company and also help you understand what's this all about and why do we need to be done and so on. Generally speaking, the most common furnaces are in the basement, and there consist of a few components that we want to talk about. This is a gas air forced furnace. Unlike the high velocity one we talked earlier about, but this is the one that's very common. And if I want to explain the three main components of the furnace, it helps you from two aspects. Ask the right question when you hire professional air duct cleaners. Even when you have your HVAC, heating, cooling, ventilator technician, you will be talking about the right terms with this term. So a most basic one is you have two components of the actual furnace. The bottom part is where the motherboard is, and behind the motherboard, there is the blower / fan. And that's have nothing to do with heating, have nothing to do with air conditioning. All it is, this component, the fan, you have a setup in your thermostat, it allows you to circulate the air in the house by turning it on and off in your system without using any heat or air conditioning. That's a different story. But this is the lower part of your furnace. And a lot of time when we talk about furnace cleaning from a duct cleaning perspective, that's the component we talk about. Why? It's important too. Why? Because here it's safe for us as an air duct cleaning to go open this component, clean it up. That's where the filter is. That's where the dust and the debris is. And it's coming from the cold air return. So we want to make sure that we lightly clean the blower, but we do clean the base that's very thoroughly. The reason I'm saying we clean the blower lightly because you don't want it to go off balance by using a lot of pressure. There are services out there, very uncommon for people needing it, where you would hire a G licensed HVAC person to come in, take the blower completely out, clean it up outside or right beside the furnace, make it thoroughly cleaned, bring it back, rebalancing it, and so on. Very costly effective. Very few people do it. Really few houses need it. In most cases, lightly blowing it, cleaning the base itself, good to go. This is why it's so important to have the right filter, taking care of the filters. If you have the regular 1-inch one, you really want to check it every month. If you have the wider one, this could be cleaned. This could last you 6 months, and it could last you up to a year. These are really good filters here for this system. Since I'm talking about filter, I might as well throw this in. A lot of people go with expensive filter, $45 each. If you talk to a lot of HVAC guys, they will actually advise against it. I totally agree with them. The reason is, yes, it's actually going to absorb more because they have a lot of the higher MERV level. It absorbs a lot of the dust and the debris and doesn't make it go into the furnace. But that comes at the cost of restricting the airflow. Is going to make your blower furnace work harder, and there's a good chance it's going to not last as long as it should. Alternatively, get the most basic, cheap filter, $5 to $10. You can buy them in bulk at Costco or Home Depot and change it regularly. Highly advise once a month. Don't push it more than 2 months. You can always check and come it back. This is what we talk about when it's come to air duct cleaning. Now, this part right here, this is the top part of the furnace itself, or the middle part, depends what we're talking about. This is called heat exchange unit. This is what heats up the house in the winter. This is where the gas line is. This is where the pilot is. This is where a lot of things happening. Do not have any air duct cleaners to come and open and touch this part, because this have to be a G gas licensed HVAC persons, unless the air duct cleaning company have their own G license, that's fine. But this is usually where you do what we call the tune-ups. Yearly tune-ups or every tune-ups, you have a really good HVAC G license comes in, opens this component, look inside, do the measurement for the gas pressure, clean up the sensor, do a little shop vac. There's really not a whole lot of cleaning here. It's more for maintenance, but they can clean it up and tune it up for you. That's the G license. Now this part here, right in here, if you do have an air condition and you have that air condition outside of the house, most people have the air condition, but when they install it, there's something called air coil. It's a V-shaped air condensation coil that goes in right in here. And that's contained. Now, in most cases, there's nothing need to be done for it. You're good to go. There are scenarios where if there's a construction, the system was running while they're doing the construction, there's a lot of sanding and dust in the house. And if the system has been running, some of the fine dust might build up into the air coil. If that's the case, then a good thorough hand detail clean with a special air condensation foams and shop vac and air pressure combination, all three, will give you what we call an air coil cleaning. So when people say, I want my furnace cleaned, in most cases, we are talking about the base. That's the air, and that's usually included in the base of the pricing of the detailed duct cleaning. You shouldn't be paying extra for that. But if you do want the duct cleaner to inspect and look at the air coil, unless they're gonna come in and just put an air gun and blow the dust out, I don't call that cleaning. It have to be the air coil, have to be detail cleaned. But again, I want to emphasize that's really needed when you come to the point of constructions and there's some debris there. It's not very common to need to take care of this one here. So that's the furnace, that's the different components. This is what gets circulated in the house. If you want to touch up about the air duct cleaning, so what does it take to do a really good thorough air duct cleaning? There's a lot of amazing companies out here in the GTA. Find one with a good reviews on HomeStars and have a good rating. And they will give you the right price, right things. Just check what the process is. There are people they charge per vent. Some people charge per hookups. There's extra hookup fees, extra sanitizing fees. Some companies like us like to do a flat fee. So this way we come in, do the cleaning, you know the price before even the trucks arrive. The most common things when it comes to duct cleaning, it's rather called push and pull methods. And with that method, you've probably seen earlier is, this is the furnace. This is what we call the trunks. The trunks is the ducting coming out of the furnace. In this case, there's a cold air return trunk. And in the furnace itself, there's one trunk coming out this way. In the second furnace, this is the air supply vents. And we make this connection, we call this hookup. We do the opening, which will be fully sealed after, you don't have to worry about leaking, will be reused over and over again for every time we need to do duct cleaning. Your big, powerful vacuum is connected here. You do need a powerful vacuum to do a proper duct cleaning. Why? If you don't have a proper vacuum, which creates a negative air pressure in the system, as we're cleaning with the air pressure to push the dust from the vent into here, some of the dust will go blow into the room and now we have dust all over the house. How do we avoid that? One of the things is we have the good connection, we have a negative air pressure, we run the vacuum. Now the whole duct system is in a what we call negative air pressure system. Any dust we disturb in the duct, which way it's gonna go? It's gonna go toward our vacuum, not towards your home. So this way, it's nice and clean process. You won't even notice that the duct won't be done. So that's the hookup, pushing it done. Once we go into each of the vents and push the dust down, the most crucial part, 80% of the debris in the dust is not what you see when you take the cover of the vent and you look at it and see the little Cheerios and toys in the vent. Actually, these things you can scoop it with your own little vacuum, and you don't need a professional duct cleaners. What you need a professional duct cleaners is to be able to go into this ducting into the ceiling of the basement, that's run horizontally, and have the buildup of the fine dust that goes into your lung and your breathing and the debris. Now, using air pressure alone to clean these ducting and the trunks from the ceiling of the basement, in my opinion, it's it's not sufficient. This is why we use the scrubbing and agitation. You need some sort of a tool where we inserted, in this case, we use rods and we use the scorpion whips, and we insert it all the way as far as we can. If you have unfinished basement, it would be beautiful. We reach every corner easily. If you have a finished basement, we become creative. We try to go as far as we can go. We go in, the scrubbing and the agitation take extra time. And that extra time, it means you're gonna be paying properly for that job. This is why you get a $99 duct cleaning job and you get a $400 duct cleaning job. Big part of it, honestly, beyond using the right tools and the right taking care of your homes and using corner guards and floor mats, is also taking the extra time needed where you wouldn't know the difference because nobody looks inside these ducts in the basement. But we will know, and a professional duct cleaning company will not rest unless they go inside these ducting, scrub it, agitate it a few times, and spend the time we needed to retrieve as much of the debris and the dust into our vacuum, into the duct, and you can breathe better at home.
Adel, thank you so much, man, for taking the time and doing this video with us. Guys, if you guys have any questions about duct cleaning, this is your guy, Adel, Air Force Duct Cleaning. His website is gonna be on the screen, and I encourage you guys to reach out to him for your health and your home's health. Until next time, guys, remember one thing, get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.